Hi, welcome to GE13. I'm Anne Edwards. Now, Malaysians overall are suffering from election fatigue. We're all tired, from politicians to the media to the business people. We are all waiting anxiously as to when the elections will be called. Now, why is the Prime Minister keeping all of us waiting? Right next to me, Dato Sri Wong Chun Wai, who is Group Chief Editor of The Star. You predicted on 25th, it's past 25th. Why is the Prime Minister waiting?
Before that, I must tell you that it has become terribly embarrassing for those of us in the media because we have got all the dates wrong. The Prime Minister has never gave any indication. So what the press did was to give speculations of what they thought would have been possible dates. The most popular date, recent date, of course, was March 25th.
Yeah, March 25th.
Simply because it was very near the expiry date of the Negeri Sembilan State Assembly. That was the reason. But to be fair to the Prime Minister, he has never given any indication or any clue that this could be a possible date. So it was purely the media playing the guessing game. But I agree with you, Anne, that we're all very tired. We're all suffering for what you call elections fatigue, and that we can't wait for the elections to be held because our lives as Malaysians seems to be put on hold. Leaves has been frozen, people can't go on holiday, and that in many ways our lives have been disrupted because elections have not been held. I have some theory as to why he has not called the elections much earlier than perhaps he wanted to.
Please share with us.
Okay, sure. I think the main one, number one on my list, is the Lahad Datu incident. I think that nobody saw or expected that you have this intrusion by these militants from Philippines coming to our shores, and then that it has taken weeks of clearing them up. The mopping up, and even as the police tried to clean up the place, after every few days we read of shooting between the police and the intruders, which means that the place is not entirely 100% secured. The police chief, the army chief is still stationed there in Lahad Datu, and that perhaps is one of the biggest reasons that he can't call an election until that thing is solved out. We must remember there are quite a number of parliamentary seats and state seats there. We can't hold a campaign there. Politicians can't go there and campaign when you have an area that's declared a security risk. That's one thing high on the list that I don't think the Prime Minister expected, and that has disrupted his plan.
To actually announce the date and all that.
Yes, and possibly the number two reason for me is that there is a likelihood that the list of candidates and the swapping of seats between the component parties have not been sorted out. I keep on hearing that some of the names have not been finalized. Fellow component parties have not agreed on the swapping of seats. And I think that it's not just peculiar to the Barisan Nasional. It happens in PKR and Pakatan Rakyat too, where they're still having problems trying to figure out who should go there, who should be left out. And for example, Georgie May, the PKR chief in Johor, is very unhappy. He's very unhappy. He's sulking away. He has gone missing, which means that again, which Dato Sri Anwar himself has said that he's still trying to sort out the list. So both sides, including the Prime Minister, they have not really finalized the list. If you cannot finalize the list, there's no way you can really call for an election.
Okay, 3 more reasons that Dato Sri will be presenting and telling us. We'll come back after this short break. Hi and welcome back. We've been talking to Datuk Sri Wong Chun Wai, who is Group Chief Editor of The Star. He has given mainly two reasons why Prime Minister has not announced the date of elections and, of course, to dissolve Parliament. Two reasons, Lahad Datu, and also the list, which has not been finalised on both sides, Datuk Sri. Okay, what are the reasons? Can you share with us?
I can have the third reason. It's obviously the defence show called Lima in Langkawi now. If you're a caretaker government, if you have dissolved Parliament by now, and you have the Lima show, where the defence industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, there are a lot of negotiations and deals are concluded. It's been done now. If you're a caretaker government, if you're a caretaker Prime Minister or a caretaker defence minister, obviously that under the rules as a caretaker government, you cannot enter into an agreement with any party. So you have to be a full-fledged Prime Minister or a full-fledged Defence Minister before you could actually conclude any deal, whether you're buying military hardware or you're selling a military hardware, you have to be a full-fledged minister. So obviously that you can't do it in a caretaker capacity. The show ends, I think, the end the week, I think. So again, probably 30th. Probably we look at the week after that.
Now as we enter again.
Okay.
Let's start guessing again.
But the Lima factor is obviously very, very crucial. There's another factor, I think, that if you look at the Prime Minister's personality, the way he has handled things, I believe that April the 3rd, he would have completed his fourth year. I believe that he became Prime Minister on April the 3rd, 2009. He's a very cautious person, a very methodical. He follows certain ways. Those of us who know him, he's terribly punctual. With his dates and his time. Okay, now.
Very meticulous.
Yes, he has said that he wants to complete a lot of things before he calls for election. Quite possibly that there are still some things that he wants to settle, possibly some of his favourite programs, to be on time with his fourth year as Prime Minister. This is a possibility I'm just taking, I guess. But obviously, April, the day that he assumed as Prime Minister, is obviously very important to him. And there are, I suppose, few more programs that he wants to announce to show that, look, this is my report card, I've done this in my 4 years, this is what I've done, please remember those things that I've done. That could be a reason. There's another date, I think, that the press may have missed out a bit, but over the last few days, because we have got our dates all wrong, okay, we begin to re-look at what are the things that we have missed out.
Maybe give a few dates.
Yes. No, there's this ASEAN Summit on April 28th. Okay, now, April 28th.
April 28th.
ASEAN Summit in Brunei. Now, most Prime Minister will want to go there in their capacity as a full-fledged leader. This is a summit, okay? This is where the heads of government is attending.
And being given the mandate
of the
people, that's important.
Obviously, he cannot go there as a caretaker Prime Minister, right? Your peers will look at you differently. You need to earn that mandate to go there. Or you don't go at all. It happened 2 years ago in Jakarta at the ASEAN Summit. Lee Hsien Loong did not go because he ran smack into the general election in Singapore. He sent an official, a representative. Now, assuming that, not assuming, the date is April 28th, he'll probably won the election. I believe that he won't be able to go there because if you look at the dates, okay, it's too tight. There's no way that he could have the election, win a mandate, and then go to Brunei for the ASEAN Summit. The dates are just too packed, and that I believe it could be called before that.
Okay.
So again, we are looking at another date. Okay.
Okay. What are the dates? Can you share with us here?
I think things could be clearer by the coming week. Okay. Now today the cabinet is meeting.
Okay.
I really do not think there's going to be a dissolution.
Not today.
Not today.
Not Wednesday, the 26th.
We have not got any signals from Putrajaya. Usually in previous elections, if there's a dissolution, by now as we are sitting here doing this interview, we will have got indication, and by noon, before lunch, our lunch will be disrupted because a press conference will be called by the Prime Minister to announce dissolution. We are doing this interview and we have no indications.
Are you disappointed, Dato' Sri?
I'm terribly disappointed because I've waited for an election for a long, long time, and that we have got the date strong. It's not very. It's got the date strong. It's not very good for credibility, and that. But the biggest disappointment is that this long wait is taking a toll on most of us.
Especially the media.
Yes.
And of course the business people.
Yes.
Yeah, there's
absolutely.
There's always this wait and see attitude.
Yes.
But the reasons you've given is actually very, very true, and these are very significant reasons. But my one question is, why was all this like sort of overlooked when I interviewed you the first time? You didn't mention about Lima, and there was nothing much said about Lahad Datu. Yeah, Dato' Sri? Yeah.
I think Lahad Datu was off everybody's radar. As I said that, I don't think the Prime Minister expected it. It threw the spanner on the whole plan. Okay.
And Lima?
We left out Lima because we were so sure that he would have called the election by then, got over it, and then attend the show as a full minister. But obviously that we have read him wrongly, and that we got the dates wrong. He has not given any indication, but I'm quite sure that the list of candidates have not been settled, and that is one of the big reasons that's holding him calling for election. And Lahad Datu has not fully be completely cleaned up. That's another reason, because I think security overrides everything else. Right? It's just not about winning elections, and forming government. I think the security of the country should be the number one factor. And if he does not call an election because he feels that our safety and our security is crucial, I think he has done the right thing, and I think we should be thankful on that score.
Last but not least, what are the implications, if any negative implications? Do share with us, because there are a lot of things said about the fact that the elections has not been called, and keeping us guessing and all that. So this does not necessarily and particularly look good on the Barisan Nasional.
Okay, I think we follow the Westminster British style, where the government has got this right. Not to tell you when the elections will be called. In the exception, of course, is like in Australia, the Prime Minister of Australia has given a 6 months notice. Okay, and what happened was that because she gave a 6 months notice, there were internal plotting to get her out. Okay, which is not very healthy for her. I think she realizes that it was a terrible mistake.
We've seen her doing it.
Yeah, she faced a revolt immediately. In Singapore, they do not tell you there's going to be an election tomorrow or the particular date, but bear in mind that the Prime Minister do not really have to tell you when the election should be called, because his term is not really up yet. Okay, no.
That's fair.
His term is not up yet, so he can actually choose to serve the full term. But because in Malaysia we are so used to having election 4 years or even 3 years before the full term, so we expect, and I think we have lost some patience, because in the past it was pretty clear that it would be held by particular time, particular date. But I think that in many ways, the political landscape in Malaysia and in the world has changed. People talk about two-thirds majority. There are no more two-thirds majority in let's say in Australia. There are none. In UK, there are none. So we cannot use that same formula or the same conventional thinking as to how things should be treated. The world has changed.
We need to wrap up the show. Thank you so much, Dato' Sri Wong Chun Wai, who is Group Chief Editor of The Star. And the game continues, the guessing game, as to when the elections, the 13th general elections, will be held. And we are sure that it will be the showdown. I'm Edwards. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you once again.